Welcome to Atlantic Tarot. This is the Tarot forecast for Taurus for the month of January 2026. Happy New Year, Taurus. So we are currently in the zodiac sign of Capricorn. So Capricorn are the achievers. They are the status holders. The sign of Capricorn is very earthed, of course, like Taurus, but they have goals and they usually, 100% they achieve them. They're little mountain goats that will stop at nothing to get to the top of the mountain. So that should give you an idea about the energy for this month. You are in your 8th house of receivership. So all sorts of receiving goes on this month for you. It's also the house of taboos like sex, drugs, rock and roll. So these kind of things, very Scorpio, the 8th house. So it comes through all these elements I've just mentioned could come through this 4 weeks for you. But remember, receivership. Housekeeping, please like, comment and subscribe. Thank you very much. The energy around is the High Priestess. So something needs to be kept to yourself this 4 weeks with the High Priestess. There's something brewing under the surface. It's a highly intuitive card. So there's something going on. You will have an inkling in your soul as to what that is. Oftentimes it can talk about a relationship that's sort of brewing away, bubbling away, simmering away would be the word to describe it, of some sort. Now, it's not necessarily romantic. It could be platonic as well. But the thing with the High Priestess is we don't sort of share this kind of information with people. It's almost an innate feeling of keeping things to oneself, if that gives you a bit more of a broader understanding of what the High Priestess is about. Okay, so very nice start. Let's see where we are. We have the Three of Pentacles, so of course this is spiritual learning over and above everything else, I believe. It's also the card of advancement, working well together with others, etc., which Taurus does very well. But yes, so your the spiritual learning is all about our karmic relationships we have. So we have a teacher and we have a student, and it's up to you to decide what role you play in the relationship. No matter what relationship it is, that's the focus for you. It does not have to be romantic. It can be any platonic, romantic, work, anything. In terms of, it's a broad spectrum sort of a card, but it is all about connections and what roles we play in those connections. So are you teaching or are you learning? Lovely card, actually. And it's a nice way of looking at relationships that we have with people. The influencer is the Queen of Wands, so very creative, very much a gangbuster. She gets things happening, she gets things going, she talks the talk, she walks the walk, she pulls no punches, and she just gets on with things. So she's like a boost of energy that's coming through Taurus. She may or may not be a part of your life, this woman. She's usually a fire, it is a fire sign, but it can sort of bring those elements out in your good self. But yeah, definitely getting things cracking with our Queen of Wands. Lovely card, lovely energy, and she will be influencing the whole reading for January 2026. I have to practice saying it. Okay, let's see the background. November, December. And we have Justice. So karmic relationships, karmic events, very karmic coming through for you, Taurus. So whatever's been going on and whatever is to go on, including this High Priestess here, it's very karmic. So it's probably something that has occurred in the past, and then the consequences for those actions will be felt or are still being felt today, even though it was probably a short time ago that these actions happened, and now we have the consequences. And that basically is karma. It is cause and effect. So what we do always has a consequence for positive or negative. So interesting, another big card, recent influences, and we have the Seven of Cups. So if something looks too good to be true, Taurus, be careful, because it probably is. So this is like a map for life. It's almost like we can't have the whole 7 cups. We cannot. It's impossible. Although, you know, media and everybody else seems to think that we can have it all and all that superwoman talk, etc. But it's just not possible. And I'm sure everybody in their experience of their life so far would agree with that. You can have 2 out of 7, but you can't have 7 out of 7. So it's a good thing. So be aware for offers that come in, or relationship sort of connections, or somebody that, you know, is giving you all this sort of banter and talk about how wonderful you are and how wonderful it is. Just take it with a grain of salt until you can see something else. And once again, it's quite karmic as well, and it's also something in progress. So you need to let this simmer away and appear. It'll probably appear with the High Priestess in February, March. Okay, so beware of that one. It's very much the card of illusion. Let's jump on to see the lesson you'll be learning, and it is the devil. So yes, double take care. The devil can sort of trap us in a cycle of addictions, and look, we're human, so we're very vulnerable to all sorts of addictions, all of us, whether it be food, drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, gambling, or everything that we can do it too much, to the point where we usually get the devil coming in to say, hey, come on, you know, moderate a little bit, you've gone a bit too far overboard. But we wouldn't be human if we didn't do that. It's also the sign for Capricorn, and it can talk about work as well, and relationships too. You can see how they're chained together. Sometimes we need to sort of unchain ourselves from specifically, you know, longer term relationships, marriages, etc. Can become a bit mundane and addictive as well, and codependent. So we need to keep an eye on that as well, Taurus. So we're talking receivership, 8th house, so it's all very sort of deep, isn't it? Near future, and we have Knight of Swords. Well, he comes in, he is a court card, so this could well be a real person in your life, a younger male, very immature in a way. And that's not a derogatory comment. It's just like he still has a lot to learn. Now, he can be an adult age person, but that still has that immaturity there. So he comes in and disrupts the whole proceeding somehow. He comes in, he's there for a bit, and then he leaves. And as it is holiday time here, it could well be a relative or someone like that comes in. And often he can be very much 7 of Cups-ish, promise you the world, and then he vanishes. It's that kind of energy. So just remember that, expect the unexpected a bit too, Taurus, coming in to the new year, the first week or so. Don't be surprised. Let's see what's going on, what's happening you're not realising, and we have the Tower. So something is going to go out, or is in the process of going out of your life, that is no longer sustainable in your life. You know it's not, like that tower is not habitable. It is not anything. It needs to be destroyed. So just think on and think deeply about what that is for you. It could be a job that you're thinking, no, this is enough. I've had enough. It's not sustainable anymore for me. I've got a new year coming up. I need to clean my house up. So down goes the old dilapidated tower. We've got all that land there that we can build a new on. So it's used by date card, I call it. So something is on its way out, let it go out. And it's sitting here, and funnily enough, preceded by this, which is, it may come in really quickly, Taurus, out of nowhere, but now it's time to really get rid of it and replace it with something new. Let's see how others see you. And we have the beautiful 10 of Cups. Loving yourself first is always the best thing to do, and then others can love you. And it's such an easy, simple solution to the problems we have with relationships, but we need to love ourselves first. And this is what Taurus particularly are very good at the relationship sort of story, because they do tend to love themselves first because of the care and the dedication they put into family and into just how they are. It's just a Taurus thing. So it's actually a big plus for you, Taurus. And that's how others see you. Much loved, but because you possess that self-worth yourself, and it projects onto others. So really nice. Okay, let's see positive feelings. And we have the Queen of Cups. So Queen of Cups is a bit akin to your energy around of the High Priestess. She is a receiver. She sits there, she listens intently, she takes it all in. She doesn't say very much, but she's highly intuitive, like the High Priestess. So you've got two of them now. You've got a few big cards. You've got Karma, you've got the Devil. So it's all about just taking everything in, watching, waiting, using intuition above your mind power. Because mind power is just a silly physiological thing. It's just a human thing. This is soul story, this one. So really take it all in, sit in observation, and you know that this is to be true for this 4 weeks. You understand that, Taurus. So that's a really good, lovely card. And then we will jump to the outcome. The world, the end of a cycle coming through. Time to get on with the next cycle that will come after this, obviously. The world talks about just things just coming to their end. So don't try and muck with it or mess with it whatsoever. Let things happen. As you've got the Queen of Cups here, and you've also got the High Priestess. So there is something really good coming out of all of this. So I wish you a really happy 4 weeks. And I think you've got a pretty amazing start for the year. Thank you so much for listening, Taurus, as usual. Happy New Year.